If you can think about it in those terms, what will I expect? What do I think I will expect? Or if you've done this in the past, even if you're not doing it now, what do you expect of the people who are receiving your care? And when you're ready, don't rush, but when you're ready, then I want you to look at the fourth one. And the fourth one is really hard. Fourth one asks you to write down 3 expectations that you think the people who are receiving your care have of you. What do you think the people who are the recipients of your care expect of you? What do you think they want from you? Yeah.
It says, think others have, 3 expectations you think others have of you. But then you said want of you.
Well, those words for many people are two different things, and for some people they're the same. So answer it however you want to interpret it. You're absolutely right. We're going to talk about that difference in just a minute, and that's what catches a lot of us. Absolutely. Sometimes have and want is the same thing, and many times they're very different. Absolutely. What do you think? 3 expectations of yourself as a human being, 3 expectations of yourself as a care provider, 3 expectations that you have of the people who receive your care, and finally 3 expectations that you think the people who receive your care have of you. Okay. Let's take a look at our list for a minute. If someone would be willing to share, and again, nobody's here. What's an expectation that you have of yourself? If somebody willing to share, just one expectation that you have of yourself. Yes, ma'am.
To have emotional integrity.
To have emotional integrity. Let me ask you this: easy or hard?
For me, it's easy.
To you, it's easy. Is there ever a time when it might be hard? Has it ever been a time when you've had to struggle with that?
At times, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So mostly it's easy, and once in a while, it depends on circumstances, it's hard. Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. It's another one. Expectation of yourself as a human being. Yes, ma'am. To feel good about you. Absolutely. Easy or hard to have good expectations about yourself? It is hard. Is it easier to have good expectations about other people? It's much easier than to have them about ourselves. Absolutely. It is easier to give a gift than receive it. Have you ever noticed that? We are very, very good at giving. We are much less gracious about receiving. And we are usually harder on ourselves than we are on everybody else. Thank you for sharing that. What's another one? Expectation of yourself. Yes, ma'am.
I've got 3. Remain sober.
Remain sober. Okay.
I've been sober for 20 years.
Absolutely. Congratulations.
Stay healthy and be kind, even if I'm silly.
To be kind even if you're silly? Let me ask you about that one. Easy or hard?
Easy for me. Well, the kind part is the harder part, because I'm not always kind to people, and I'm silly, and I can cut people off in my facetious remarks, or can be sarcastic, because borderline.
Absolutely. Humor is one of those things that has a very thin edge and can be a weapon in disguise, or it can be one of the greatest gifts that we have ever shared. Thank you for sharing that. Look at your second list. Now we're going to put on a hat. Now we're all care providers in whatever capacity you see yourself. What do you expect of yourself now? If you'd be willing to share just one of those expectations, what do you expect of yourself in your role as a care provider? Yes, ma'am.
To be present.
To be present. For you, what does that mean?
For me, it means being there in the room with the person that I'm with. Just preferably fully present, meaning that I'm really open to what they're saying and really with them, not kind of in my mind halfway out of the room thinking about a grocery list, things like that.
Absolutely. Easy or hard?
It can be pretty hard.
It can be pretty hard. Do you have any idea when it's harder? Have you ever thought about when it's harder for you to be fully present? And sometimes it is. It's just so easy. But other times, boy, it is a challenge. Ever thought about when it's hard for you? What's going on or
Well, it's usually if there's some kind of major stressor going on in my life, if there's been a death in my family or something like that, then it's really hard to kind of turn off that part of my brain that's
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. It is so hard to compartmentalize, although that's what we demand of ourselves and what other people expect us to be able to do, is to put your life over here. You know, they tell you never to bring your life to work and never bring your work to your life. That's a wonderful axiom that absolutely, it doesn't work at all. There's no way, unless you are spending 30 minutes in your car in the parking lot twice a day. You're